Hello, and welcome back to Model Monstrosities. So in this video, I wanted to build a big ol' plane that is crashing down onto just a landscape. I don't know, just some big place. So I'm gonna get this paper towel tube. We're gonna be using this as the base thing, and yeah, I got another one just in case. And I got this little plastic egg that fits pretty nice on there. Alright, so we need to make some little windows in here. Or I need to make some little windows in here. So I'm going to use this X-Acto knife to cut them out. Now, it turned out the best technique to do it was to stick the whole thing in there and pop out the piece of plastic, instead of trying to cut it out. But here's some materials I think I'm going to be using. I'll talk a little bit about these in a second. So we have these little tube things. There's for carrying plants, I think. But I thought that might be useful. We'll see if I actually use them. I don't think I did. Not here. And then I got out some EVA foam. This is super cheap foam sheets that you can get. I don't know, they're just cheap and they're foam and they're nice. Here's some what I call plastic cardboard. And also here is a cup, a plastic cup. Oh, that's kind of loud. But anyway, I'm chopping them off to be like little vents or something. They ended up looking kind of like doors. And you couldn't really tell they look like the texture they have, but oh well. And then here, I'm cutting out some EVA foam. Little spots where the vents, I want them to be. So then I can just wrap it around like that. And make it look a bit more smooth. So yeah, I think here I'm gluing it on. Oh, yeah. So the vents were sort of kind of looked like doors, and maybe I should have made them those, but oh well. It worked okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, looks like oh yeah, I took it back off. And then ended up wrapping it back around. I don't remember what I did wrong. But that's what I was doing there. So here I'm going to be chopping up some plastic cardboard.
I do this shot here because the overhead shot stinks. It's awful to edit and it's hard to do, and you don't get very good footage. So this shot's better. It's easier. I had this convenient thing. This right here is a marker. I cut it up. I took the ink thing out, but I'm gonna be using it for Windows. They're not very consistent because I got a big gap there. Hey, editor, narration guy, me? Is it okay if I talk for a little while? Thanks. Alright, bit of background noise here, but... Yeah. True.
Like that. So here I made a little machine gun out of some Final Faction parts from the dollar store. So while I've got a little bit of time here, I just wanted to say this video, well, it did take a while to come out, and I don't know that the exact days are or anything, but I don't know how long the next video is going to take to come out. My hope is it won't take long, but we'll see. Yeah, don't freak out if it takes a little while as well. But anyway, these are some more Final Faction bits and things that I collected over time from the dollar store. So, yeah. Oh, it looks like I'm going to be making the landscape. I'm going to be using XPS foam. I have some sheets and a bag of bits from XPS foam. Yep. So, I cut it down to size on the thing I wanted, but first marked it out with a ruler and a pen. Pen can make some cool indents on XPS foam, but I'll just be cutting it anyway. That is a utility knife. They're pretty good for cutting XPS foam. If you're going to be cutting XPS foam, you kind of want a nice, long, well, I guess it doesn't be that long, but thin and very sharp knife. Yeah, you should probably wear gloves or something, but I didn't. Yeah, that noise is just awful. Whoever edited this video should have taken out the noise. Yeah, edited it. So the plan here is a hill there, some little lumps and things. I want some little beams of wood there, or wanted some, and some rocks. So I glued down some of this stuff using hot glue. I used that same utility knife to carve out the landscape. I was a little, like, you're supposed to use handheld hot wire, but yeah, I didn't. I just used this knife. I guess there's probably not really a right or wrong way to do it, just as long as you get it done.
A handheld hot wire. Now, I do have access to one, but I can't find it, so.
I tried putting it on slow motion to show how satisfying it was to cut this stuff, but it didn't really turn out that great. The worst part is probably the sound. Not in this clip, but cutting XPS foam, the sound sucks. Look, I'm still cutting. Wow, I'm cutting off a big chunk. Oh, I think I tried it again here. Yeah, it didn't work that well. Still kind of satisfying, right?
Alright, so I'm going to use this
Yes,
torch thing.
some kind of little torch thing.
And
I'm going to be torching it. Maybe that wasn't the right term, but I'll be melting it down a little bit just to smooth out some of those sharp gaps and things from the knife. Okay, not gaps, but sharp edges. So yeah, this is some little heat thing that you're supposed to use to like indent words onto wood or something, I don't know. But I'll be using it to make the cliff faces of the landscape. Yeah, there I am doing it. So,
welcome back to workstation number 2. This is cardboard that I soaked over the course of a few hours. Nothing fancy, just water and cardboard. Probably a few bits of tape from the cardboard in it, but no, whatever. But anyway. This is cardboard. This is a blender. Alright, so now we're going to try it. Okay, that works pretty good. That's way too much water. Okay. I'm not going to put it all in at once. I'm just going to put some of it in. I think I'm going to get another tin. Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. First shot at blending up cardboard.
that is, that's nasty. Anyway, comes up a bit down here. But what do you know? Supposedly it smells bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Alright, this right here is what I'm talking about. To turn things like, well, things like cardboard into pulp. Which is not something you might really want to do most of your life. It's thundering a bit outside, so sorry about the background noise. Then again, it's not bad background noise. Don't do as I do. Whoa, that's too much. First rule of PVA glue, which I have a hard time following. Don't add too much. I don't know. I don't feel like soaking up and blending up more cardboard anyway. Really strong, I guess. We'll get some gloves.
Ow! No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Anyway, back to my normal voice. Yeah, I'm just applying the cardboard glue water mix all over the surface of the XPS foam to try to smooth these things out. Now, as it turned out, the ground might have been more expensive than the airplane. The reason for that was probably the XPS foam. XPS foam, well, it's not really expensive, it's not really cheap either. But I do like working with it when when making landscape and stuff like this. As you can see, it's very wet and there's like puddles everywhere of water, so it took a long time to dry. So here I'm texturing up some balsa wood. No, it's basically balsa wood actually. XPS foam. No, I'm just kidding, it's not really like balsa wood. Here is some parchment paper, and we'll be painting up this guy. Or I'll be painting up this guy. I already did. Or not. So while I'm painting it, I wanted to talk a little bit about the story behind this diorama. Now, this is in the imaginary universe of my planet Rejection. And now you might be thinking, if you've heard some of my other videos where I talk about it, wait a second, it's not imaginary because it's in our universe. Well, it's sort of imaginary, because if it were actually real, that planet should actually exist, but it doesn't. So what happened was, this giant passenger plane, well, it was a little broken, like not quite flight worthy, but you could probably still maybe fly it. But anyway, they weren't planning to keep it for a long time, and then all of a sudden it was just gone. They thought somebody had somehow stolen it during the night and like flown it away. This is just in some aircraft hangar somewhere or something. But turned out they didn't know it, but it went to Rejection. Now, as I mentioned before, the breaches or the portals between Earth and Rejection, they're kind of like magnets. They suck metal things in from Earth and take them to Rejection. These things usually get rusty pretty quick. So this guy actually did get kind of rusty, but some guys found it, fixed it up, mostly with welding and things, and they turned it into their own sort of fighter plane. Then they made it flight-worthy. Now then they were flying along one time, pretty high, and all of a sudden one of those breaches opened up in front of them, a big one, like big enough for them to go through. Now usually they're not this big, and usually you don't go through them in Rejection and go to Earth. Usually it goes through them in Earth and goes to Rejection. But they went through it because it opened up right in front of them, and then it closed when they were halfway in it, or a little over halfway actually, cutting off the back half. Now, in real life, I don't know why you'd be smoking so much if it just got the back half cut off, but it would be pretty unbalanced, and it probably would be nosediving in real life, so that's pretty much the story behind it.
Different types of rust.
Here I was painting in some welding spots that I made with some super glue and baking powder. And also the outside of the...
I gotta say, painting is a big part of miniatures, and if you want to get good at miniatures, you know, like me,
Okay. And then I would,
Alright, so I'm gonna try to make some rustic soda right here.
I'll do a little more on it later.
It is 2-part peroxide. And then 1 part vinegar. Or if you're me and you get it wrong, it's usually about 2 parts vinegar and 1 part peroxide. Alright, so I'm gonna go and get some salt and put it in here. Here we go. Oh, hang on. Oh, I see it rusting already. This is real time right here. Alright, we're gonna stuff some more in there.
Look. It's warm. It's odd.
Oh yes, so here I realized that the thing was starting to rise, all the liquid and things, and so I had to run and get a jar. But I wasn't quite fast enough here. Oh, I'm back. But yeah, I used it as kind of a wash, sort of. Didn't really work that well.
Yo.
But yep, here I'm using a paint and water mix of, I think it's like, I don't know, some kind of rusty color. Put that on it for even more rust, so yeah, I did a lot of rust effects on this thing. You can stop snapping your fingers now.
That looks pretty good to me. Alright, so we got this, or I got this coat hanger. Metal coat hanger. This is a pretty strong metal. Yes, but it's still bendable. I need wire cutters. So I don't.
Yep. Oops. I speared one of my minis that looked like there. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking I'll stick it in the bottom there. And, we'll mount it on the base. So yeah, I want to put some smoke on these rods here. But I think I'll be doing that later.
Alright, so I got some aluminum foil, and I'm planning to. Did I say that wrong? So okay, so I got some aluminum foil. Okay, so I got some aluminum foil, and so there's a trick to this supposedly. I'm gonna crinkle it, uncrinkle it, crinkle it again, 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 uncrinkle it, Crinkle it again. Crinkle it again. Crinkle it again. Crinkle it, crinkle it, crinkle it. Crinkle the freaking thing! Crinkle some more! Crinkle, 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 crinkle the freaking little... Crinkle it, crinkle it, crinkle it. That's probably good. Anyway. And then you press that onto the rock. Scary, give me. Ah, finally. Took you long enough. What took you so long?
Well, I kind of dropped your paint and spilled it everywhere, so sorry about that.
Okay. Well, get to it.
Oh, here you are! Oh, that's heavy! Oh, yeah! Oh, oh yeah! You go, blubberface!
So here I applied some glue over the surface of the diorama, and then later I added some static grass. Static grass is sort of a thing. You use static grass applicator, you put static grass in it, you shake it over the thing, and if it hits the glue right, it should stand up.
Look, here's your static grass!
Oh.
Button. And shake it over the wet glue. And if you're doing it right,
It should stand up. Parchment paper. Ruler. Anyway, here I'm gluing on some of the cotton and stuff. A little structure for the back.
yes, the
So, yeah. Did that reasonably quick. Okay, it wasn't that big. Okay, it wasn't that slow either. I don't know.
basically the same. Anyway,
Through the box, I'm going to be airbrushing.
No, you can't.
Airbrush. And I'm also
The
gonna
cliff
airbrush
face is
these
on
cliff
here.
faces up because paint it. Airbrushed it. Try to take the gloves off.
Come on. Come on. There we go. You need to learn how to take gloves off. I still try to keep some of the audio in, so.
Okay. And I believe that would be a build. And I glued him to his base, or the airplane to his base.